Alright. So, chat. Also, I did a little bit after watching a couple streams today, and, you know, and kind of figuring out what her abilities do. And actually, I'm glad I did, because it gives me a much better insight into how this works. So, here we go. So the first ability we're going to go over is her G. It is the Nano Swarm. It's basically a grenade. It's a molly. So, right, it's similar to Phoenix's molly. It's similar to Brimstone's molly. But where it's different is that it's very similar to how Cypher. Oh, that's not the one. Oh, that's not the one. I pressed the wrong button. Here, this little nano-looking pill thingy. So the biggest difference between this and the other mollies is that you can trigger it yourself. Very similar to Cypher's cages. So when you throw it, placing a swarm grenade, it just sits here, right? I don't know yet if it's visible to enemies. This is the kind of stuff that I have to figure out still. I think other people can shoot it if they see it, but it's kind of hard. But you have the option to detonate it, and when you detonate it, I'll show it. It damages. You guys notice my left and bottom left? This thing hurts, man. This thing hurts. It does a butt ton of damage. And the tick rate is pretty good. Like the tick rate is pretty quick. So you get two of these, right? You get two of these, and it's not one of the ones where you kill and you can get it back. She doesn't have any of those abilities, it seems. So all her abilities are just purchase only. So you use them, they get destroyed, that's it. You're SOL. It's not like some of the other characters like Phoenix and Raze and Jet, where if you get a kill, it refreshes your signature ability. It's not like that. So use them wisely. The next one we're gonna go over is the alarm bot. The alarm bot is probably my favorite ability on her. So it's like a proximity alarm, right? So you can put this down, right? So we're gonna put it here. You put it down. It's gonna find the nearest player that comes in contact with the bot. It's gonna chase him, just like Raze's boom bot, and then explode. Difference is though, it's not a damaging ability, in the sense that it's not meant to do that. What you'll notice these like circles on the bots, and what happens is it makes you vulnerable to incoming damage. So it's like Viper's molly. So it's a combination of Raze's boombot and Viper's molly into like this little thing, and they just melt. The bots just melt, dude. If anybody is affected by it, it's probably gonna be insane. It's gonna be insane. Actually crazy. So this is gonna be super combined with like the molly. It's just gonna melt, dude. It is just gonna melt players that are affected by both the alarm bot and the molly. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be insane. And then her E, which is the interesting, I think one of the most interesting abilities she has, is her little drone, her little bot here. It's a little just gun turret, and it does nothing for damage. I think it's like 10 damage a tick. So like, it really doesn't do much. But I don't think that its purpose is going to be more for the annoyance. You're going to be able to bait, get information off of it. This is going to be hugely useful for like flanks. Just holding down a spot that you don't have to necessarily peek it. So I think it's, obviously you could tell the damage is not big. The damage output is not there. It's not what it's meant for. But the interesting piece is this, right? If I'm gonna put this here, let me make sure that. Oh, it's still too far. So chat, one thing I was experimenting with is this thing can actually go through players. Its bullets have penetration, so it can actually shoot through more than one player if they're close enough, which is pretty awesome in my opinion. And again, another hugely important fact with her abilities. You can literally pick these up from anywhere, chat. There is a global distance from where you can pick up her abilities from. Right? So you don't have to be looking at them. You don't have to be anywhere near them. you can literally just recall. You can literally just recall her Q and her E. You can't pick up her nades. Once you place them, you place them. But you can pick up her E and her Q from anywhere you are on the map. You don't have to be looking at them. You have to be anywhere in proximity. So that's hugely, hugely helpful. If, like, you're on a site, you're fighting, and all of a sudden you need to find yourself utility, you pick it up, replace it. But there's obviously a 20-second cooldown on the turret. I don't think there's a 20-second cooldown with placing the alarm bot. Let me see. Yeah, there isn't. There's no cooldown on the alarm bot. So you literally just pick it up from wherever it is, replace it at no penalty. None. So, that's going to be huge. Now, lastly, the most interesting ability on her kit. Obviously, her ult. When you place it, it's going to be doing this ally Killjoy thing, this countdown. Two things to remember. This is visible to all players. Every single player knows when the ult is counting down, and every player can see the radius at from which the ult is going to affect. So, what it does, apparently, I haven't seen it in game yet, right? I've only witnessed a few bits and pieces here in stream, but when this thing goes off, anybody who's caught in the proximity of the ult can no longer use abilities or shoot. And apparently you're just left there with your knife and you can't do anything. You can't use abilities, you can't shoot. You're literally just left there with your knife out. I don't know how long it lasts. I have to use it to see how long it lasts or get hit by it myself. But it's insane. It's going to be interesting to see how you can play around it, especially since all players, they know. You know, it's not just, oh, you know, you can only see the radius or only your team can see, like, what the countdown is. Everybody has all info pertaining to the ult. So, you're obviously going to know people are going to try to rotate out, then rotate back in. Oh, if somebody's, you know, if Killjoy is popping her ult on one side, most players are probably going to rotate around, you know, to the other side, or at least just wait it out. So there's going to be a lot of ways to outplay her ult, but there's always going to be a lot of cheeky ways that people can make use of it. To either anticipate players coming back, like if the spike drops and they know they're closest to only one site, and if they don't get into the ult, they have to plant, otherwise they lose. So there's gonna be a lot of cool things that that players are gonna be able to do with their ult. But yeah, I think 8 seconds. Okay, so 8 seconds. But chat, I think that's Killjoy. She has her nade, she has her alarm bot, she has her little turret drone thingy, and she has her ult. It's gonna be really interesting to see this stuff in action, and we can't wait to play more with it. But until next time, peeps. Peace out.